What's my purpose? That's a huge question. Trying to figure out, what do you want to do? What are you supposed to do? What your gifts are? You know, what your strong points, your weaknesses are. A lot of us are still trying to figure that out. I didn't figure it out until I was almost 30 years of age. We have the largest group of graduating seniors this year in all of U.S. history. And a lot of them are trying to figure out, what are they going to do with the rest of their lives? That's a huge question for a 17, 18, sometimes even younger than that kid, because they're still kids growing into adulthood. Like I said, I didn't find my purpose until I was almost 30 years of age, when I went into the beauty industry. Actually, I was 25 and I went to the beauty industry. I dipped my toe in it. I became a nail tech, and I liked doing nails. That was fun, but I didn't love it. What I have always loved doing is hair. No matter what job I had, no matter where I was in life, I was always either in my own head or somebody else's, trying to make them look better, feel better, have more confidence, feel like they were more beautiful. And I never realized that I could turn that into a career. I thought career meant, all right, I got to pay bills, but I hate my job. All right, I got to take care of responsibilities, but I can't stand coming in this workplace every day. But finding your purpose is linked to finding what your passion is. The truth is, God has put something on the inside of every single person on this earth. Whether you get along with them or you love them to life, everybody has a purpose. Some people's purpose is to shine light on others. Some people's purpose is to shine light on what others lack or what they need to help them grow, to help them evolve, to help them learn something. Bless you, baby. Taking my little to summer camp this morning. I thought for a while that my only purpose was being a mom. Now, while that is the most amazing, wonderful job that I have been bestowed with, I realized that my purpose was helping others feel better by giving of my gift, which is doing hair. The thing is, your purpose is linked to your passion. I always tell kids that sit in my chair that are trying to figure out what they want to do in life, I ask them, if you could do anything in the world that you wanted to do without worrying about the bills, but just whatever you want to do as a career, what would it be? I said, if it's something that you love, pick that, make it your purpose, and you'll never feel like you worked a day in your life. My dad used to always say, find a job you love, you'll never work a day in your life. Now, it doesn't mean you're not going to go to work. It doesn't mean that you're not going to work hard. But you're not going to feel like you're working a job. I feel like a job is something that you have to do. Passion is something that you want to do. Purpose is something that you were blessed to do. So my passion is doing hair. But my purpose is sharing positivity with the world. And I know that sounds corny, but it's true. I have always been what some of my friends call the life of the party. I like to laugh. I like to joke. I'm silly. I like to make things light that are heavy. Not because life isn't hard, but it's easier to get through it with a smile or a laugh or to make light of something sometimes than to cry and be worried and be miserable. So I tend to be on the lighter side of things. I tend to try and be optimistic. I try to find the lesson and the blessing in every situation. So that's my purpose. But my passion is doing hair. So I'm able to fulfill my purpose by working my passion. We all have a purpose, and sometimes it's really hard to find what that is, and you walk around here lost and empty. But I tell you, when you find your purpose, you feel like the richest person in the world. You feel full. You feel rich even when your bank account says zero. Trust me, I know. Okay? That's more real than y'all know. You feel full when you don't have a lot. You feel full and blessed just to be able to fulfill your purpose and know that God is continuously pouring into you so that you can pour into other people. It's an amazing, wonderful thing. So if this morning you are waking up and you're lost and you're trying to find yourself and you're trying to find who you are and what you want, and maybe sometimes you're trying to find out what you even believe, because I struggle with that too. You don't have to say a million Our Fathers, Hail Marys. Shout out to all the Catholics out there, because I was raised Catholic. You don't have to do the rosary. You don't have to know every scripture. But talk to God, talk to the Creator. Ask God, what am I doing here? What am I supposed to do? Order my steps. That's a prayer that I said 7 years ago. Now, I've always been a believer. Sometimes my faith has been stronger than others. But I asked God 7 years ago to order my steps. And I laid all of my issues at the altar. Now, I didn't physically go up to altar call because I was ashamed. I knew that people would wonder and question and talk about why I may be going up to the altar, why I may be throwing myself at the feet of the altar, why I may be kneeling and crying and wailing. So I didn't do any of that. But very quietly, sitting in a chair on a Thursday at Free Life, which is my church, I watched everybody praising and screaming and yelling and, you know, just letting go. And I didn't feel free enough to do that. But what I did feel was necessary, whether I felt free or not, because I had tried every option I could, was asking God to order my steps. Because everything that I was doing in my life was not working. I said, all right, God, I done did everything that I could do, that I thought I could do, that I thought I was supposed to do, and it's not working. So please order my steps. Please show me my purpose. Show me what I'm supposed to be doing, God. And within a week, God flipped my life upside down. I was separated from my then husband abruptly, which needed to happen. It was scary, it was terrifying, but it needed to happen. I was removed from the job position that I had been in for 9 years and built up a clientele to move to a whole new store. Yeah, with people that I knew, but it was a new environment. It was different, and I don't deal well with change. What I realized is that for you to find your purpose, find your passion, and to grow and evolve, there has to be change. And sometimes it's very abrupt. So when you do ask God to order your steps, you can't say, oh, no, God, I ain't ready, because you asked for it, okay? When you ask God to show you your purpose, sometimes it may not happen the way you want it to happen. Sometimes you may have to let go of relationships, friendships, even some family members to evolve, grow, and elevate. And that's okay. But do what you have to do to find your purpose so that you can have joy, not just be happy. Ask God, and I promise you, the answers that God is going to give you are 10 times better than any of the things that you've been searching for on your own. All right, y'all, I just want to leave you with that. I got to run in the Wally world and be a mom. Peace and blessings. If you got anything out of this video, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. My name is Jen, and I hope y'all have an amazing Tuesday on purpose.